Okay, the gorgeousness of rain. It's so rainy, but I love this tropical rain because, of course, over there is blue skies. So some parts of the country right now there's no rain. Probably even in the same city of Kingston. But up here on the mountain side, where they get rain. It's actually temperature-wise cooled down again. I mean, look over there. See the blue skies there, right? So my sense is that we've just got a hovering system over us up here, because you see that too. My favorite experience of this idea of roving rain is Barbados. Remember being in Barbados and watching the rain move across the island. It's quite a lovely experience, right? And were we on the beach? I think at different points, at different times. I think one time we were up at a higher elevation, visiting some friends, and we could see the rain coming across, and literally watch it come towards us, come over us, and then move across the island. And then a couple of times we were on the beach, and this was the first time I'd be on the beach. Usually I tell you, get out of the water. But no, in Barbados, people just kind of stuck their stuff under some rocks or some cliffs. And then we just went, and people just stayed in the water. And the rain fell, and you're in the water in your swim trunks. I mean, there was no big lightning, and I guess those are the things, like it's a storm with that kind of thing, but it wasn't that. It was just like rain like this. And we just basically just was in our swimsuits, walking on the beach, and then going into the water while the rain fell. It was gorgeous, magical experience. Listen, I enjoy the tropics. Anyway, the global south, me love it. Me love the culture, me love the people, me love the energy. I mean, listen, I love everything. I mean, I travel all over the world, love everywhere I go. It's always something. I even love Canada, where I am, where I live, where I reside. There's things, as you know, from my YouTube channel, the things I go and experience when I'm there. And so wherever I go, me make the best of wherever I'm there. And in fact, I appreciate it. I appreciate it for what it is, without even having to compare. You end up doing, well, is this more of this, and can you get this or that there? But each place you just lead into what is available where you are. And everywhere there are people, there is culture, and there is something that is being offered. And you may not even necessarily find. That's why, people can come to Toronto, or they look at my channel and say, oh, well, you find out this, and I live here and I don't know about that. So really, it's about how you get to know what's around and what's available. And usually most things, with variations of geography and resources and stuff, are there. There's fashion everywhere. There is some creative, environment everywhere. There's some party scene everywhere. There's some kind of different kinds of interests everywhere. And now with the internet, people are able to find and link and make their own local versions of whatever. So you just have to find the people and make the connections. And you can also miss it because you just don't find the people and the connections. Yeah, even where you live. So, yeah. So, but I love a rain. And when I was a kid growing up, you can't hear it here, but, we used to have zinc or corrugated iron roofs. And when the rain, plata, 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 like even this here, the plata, 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 oh my God, it was the most sweetest thing to sleep to. I think now at this age, I might find it a bit disturbing because it's like a noise. But at the same time, I think, where did I have that experience recently? I had it somewhere I was in the world. And it was soothing because it took me right back to memory. But I did start to think, oh God, if I did have to hear this all the time, but I did, it would eventually get to me. But which is why I guess we all eventually evolved to these fancier roofing. So, of course, inside now you can't hear nothing under this kind of roof. Right? These vaulted ceiling roofs. What does my aunt call it? She calls it something else, but I call it the in-law suite. Literally. And I think back in the day she used to rent it out. She was thinking about renting it out again because it has like a separate entrance like right here. So literally it's a fully contained apartment. So I know that if they still had people stay here who have them car, you pull up a car or so, and you have your own little unit, private unit. But then for people like me who just come to stay, then it's another wing of the house, so to speak, But yeah, this is the garden I was walking through this morning. Lush. I mean, I know there's a lusher, yes, people, or as lush anywhere and everywhere in the world. But I'm appreciating it right here, right now, up here in Aylsham Heights. It's just below, if you want to be fancy, you'll say it's just below Cherry Gardens, which is one of the more valued neighborhoods to live here in Kingston, Jamaica. It's where much, much larger mansion type homes and even more kind of garden, which has staff, maintaining it and very, very uber wealthy people. I mean, you come to these countries, which are supposed to be poor countries. It's like when we hear about Venezuela and these other places where, the market crashed, the money not worth nothing. And hello, can we talk about the Italian lira? Franc when the Italian lira devalue. So you don't know when any country like Jamaica now has, $1 equivalent to whatever, 10,000 or 1,000 or whatever, we laugh and say it's like Italian lira, right? But hello, isn't Italy still a go on and still the sort of, the residence of high fashion and culture and food and art? I must say one of the highest tourism visitation rate, and all you see is all kind of wealth and whatever coming out of the place, even though they're lira not must say no nothing. So it's all, and so I come to Jamaica and I'm hearing, poverty, and of course there is that, as there is in Italy and in different places. It's about how they structure their social programs so that you're fund enough that people can at least have a life, but also the culture itself builds itself around people taking care of each other in a particular way, which I think is also true here to some degree, but has always meant that because of the economy, the way it's structured and the history that we live in, the legacy, there is the way that poverty hits people, right? But the one thing about this country, I will tell you, it's a country of hustlers. Yes, you hear the complaint about the boy them on the roadside, I do not take up no ambition, rah, rah, ray, ray, ray. But I just witnessed everybody trying a thing. We had, in one of my videos, there's a guy trying to get funding for a weed whacker. Begging, but for a weed, before it would just be begging. Him say me I try buy weed, him have him look a page from the internet, him have him look a few money him collect, and I say, this is what I wanted for, get a weed whacker so I can go, get look at work. I make my money. And even if it's a ploy, if it's a ploy to get money, we respect the hustle, right? And I actually believe him. There's something about it that he went to all that trouble. I believe him. The joke somebody was saying was, yeah, but maybe what you do is, if you really want to support him, is take him to a store and purchase the weed whacker, so you make sure he gets the weed whacker, so you don't even have to worry about getting more money. And then also you make sure he does invest in the weed whacker. Now, if he decides to trade in the weed whacker for money if he does something else, hey, listen, isn't he being entrepreneur like all kind of other people who take their money and leverage it to something else, even if it's just personally put liquid cash in their pocket to do whatever to live? Anyway, I could go on, Listen, I'm just chatting. You may all think very differently, which is all good. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just, keeping a narrative going while you're all looking at this rainy day here, or rainy moment, because I don't think this is rain that's going to last. As I said, you can look over there. So I think it's moving, the clouds are moving this way. And I guess, if you go to some other parts of Kingston right now, there's no rain. Because I think down there, if you go down on the flat down there, there's probably no rain. And then if you go across the island, there's probably no rain. Or maybe there is lots of rain elsewhere as well. All right. And then say, boy, dog, you can chat shitty. And I'll admit it. I'm the first to admit it. Me just a chat. What do you do? Just my thoughts and my ideas, my reflections. And maybe sometimes I should be using my inside voice, so that people don't hear the madness that come out of my head. But I love this. All right, we'll go to 10 minutes and then back to the work. Anybody watching this who's waiting on projects to be delivered, my apologies. There's so much I'm behind on catching up, and it's for the what's in front of my nose. So sorry about that. It'll all get through you. It'll all be delivered. Trust me, y'all. It'll be delivered. But you've probably been tracking my life. I know lots is going on. All right. Hopefully there's not the rain for the funeral. But wherever I go, we're just jumping in the mud same way, because I've done it before, and so I've been in this kind of rain at funerals. So this is what we're gonna get, especially in the countryside, and whole lot of mud, and that's so be it. Well, like my aunt said, there's lots of mosquitoes here. They are around, and with the rain too, even more so. I wonder if the gecko come out. It's supposed to be there somewhere. So we're gonna go to 11 minutes. Bye. Oh, hold on. We're gonna go to 12. It's 1 o'clock, and we're 1 hour behind. So yeah, is it 1 hour behind? Yeah, we're 1 hour behind here in Jamaica. Sorry, 1 hour behind the time in Toronto. So Toronto is Eastern Standard Time. Here it's, you never know, you call it Caribbean time, Eastern Caribbean time. No, I'm not with the Eastern. Oh, maybe that's it. But anyway, Jamaica time. I don't know what this era. You have this idea of the Antilles, so we're greater, lesser, even though some of my friends from what's supposed to be the lesser, they say, oh, what makes us lesser? That terminology is so problematic. And yes, who name these areas so? Anyway, we're here. In Jamaica, they're 1 hour behind Toronto. Or Kingston, well, Jamaica is 1 hour behind Toronto. Because, of course, across Canada, we have different time zones. All right.